co-main event, I suppose probably the most impressive performance of the night was Gunnar Nelson against Alan Jouban for me. Just an unbelievable performance. I know you've been around with Gunnar for a long time, obviously doing the documentary and stuff, and seeing him fighting, over in where he's fought in Ireland, hasn't he, in England and different things. And
yeah.
Just this I think this was this the best fight of his career, best performance against a good guy like?
The Brandon Thatch one was very good as well, and so was the Tumanov.
I think Jouban is better than both.
I think this was a very, very impressive performance. The finish was absolutely beautiful, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, like I tweeted at the weekend, once Gunnar Nelson gets that leg ripped over your back like that, once that happens, you might as well just tap, because it's over when he wins. It actually is. Like, his guillotines are just unbelievable. We saw it in his first fight. It was against DeMarcus Johnson, or that was really nice. What was on? He got the guillotine. Was
what's his name?
Amari Akhmedov, something like that. Yeah, it was pretty similar sort of thing in London as well. Yeah, just phenomenal. Like, the thing is with Gunnar Nelson, I saw a lot of people talking about it, that once he gets to the higher level, I know Jouban, top 10, top 15, obviously a high level guy, but once he gets to the likes of Maya, or the likes of, Wonderboy, Woodley, all of those, where he's getting close to it now. What's he ranked? Number 9, so he's basically in it now, is getting that takedown or landing those punches, that, because the output can be a little bit down with Gunnar Nelson. That's the one fault you give him. Like, we're talking about a guy now who could be fighting for a title in the next year, like, who could be fighting. A lot of people are talking about Stephen Thompson, who for me won the title in his last fight, but obviously didn't get the decision. I think for a lot of people too. So, like, that could be an issue. He got it at the weekend after a while, and he looked very, very good when the fight went to the floor. In the second round, he landed a big punch, and obviously he finished the show very, very quickly. But
head kick, and he's getting up as well.
Yeah, do you buy into that as he gets higher, that it could be a little bit tough for him, or has he enough output? Does he get enough takedowns?
I think he learned from his story fight more than anything, that he can't be waiting, that he's got to, like, he was talking about how he was watching that fight and just frustrated, like, what am I doing? Like, why am I doing this? He was kind of in a trance in that fight nearly. He was just kind of let it pass him by. And he seemed to be more aggressive. Like, you very rarely in the past see Gunnar coming forward that aggressively, especially against somebody like Alan Jouban. But he pushed Jouban back the whole time. I know Jouban doesn't mind doing that, but like, against Gunnar Nelson, I thought Jouban wouldn't want to put his back anywhere near the cage, fearing the takedown. But Gunnar's striking is definitely better than people give it credit for. When your ground game's so good, I think people assume your striking is not as good, or it's obviously not as good as his grappling, but it's high level striking as well. Like, you don't drop and nearly finish people like Brandon Thatch and what's his name, Alan Jouban as well. Like, these guys are good guys who can strike, who fought like several high level UFC guys, and I think people should give a bit more respect towards Gunnar's striking.
Yeah, what I was saying, I kind of half buy into what I was saying there a minute ago, but I think that wasn't my opinion. I was just kind of putting the question out there. But I think...
Yeah, I see people saying it, yeah.
I think there's you need to find a happy medium. I think what makes Gunnar Nelson so special is his ability to pick those takedowns, or to pick those perfect shot like he did at the weekend. That last, 10, 15 seconds of the fight. He picked the right hand beautifully, picked the kick beautifully, pulled him down, like a WWE Randy Orton doing a DDT, but bringing him down to the ground. Got on his neck, moved his hands, took his hand off the grip until he got around, till he kind of got the mounted guillotine, gripped again, and then got the tap. That's what Gunnar Nelson is all about. And I think he loses something if he does rush it too much. I think I'm a big fan of output, and a lot of people doing it, but I'm a big fan of precision as well, and accuracy, and landing the shots when they matter. Now, you can go too far with that, where it turns into a fight like Wonderboy and Woodley, where nobody lands anything, for 24 minutes of the fight. But I don't, and Gunnar Nelson has done that, as you say, against Story, but you think he's learned from that. And, I tend to agree. Since that, he's been very good. Obviously, the Maya fight was the one you can take out of that, because it was mostly a ground fight, and, he just got beat by the better fighter on the night, 100%. I think, everyone would agree with that. But, if he can keep pulling out those big shots like he did at the weekend, if he can keep pulling out those big takedowns, I think he's an absolutely phenomenal fighter. I don't think people do realize how much he is, or how good he is. Sorry, he even said it afterwards. Like, if you look back at these fights, he's had one decision in the UFC, one decision win. Look, his last fight, submission second round, obviously a decision loss to Maya, submission win, decision loss to Rick Story, submission win, and that one decision after the Marcus Johnson submission as well. Like, it's sometimes it's tough. We don't see much of a guy like that. It was the same with Conor McGregor for a while. We, until we saw those two Diaz fights, especially the second one, you saw a lot of 5 rounds worth of action there. Whereas with Gunnar Nelson, you've seen him lose over long distances, but you've never seen his ability to win much over long distance. He always kind of does it early, and I think he even said that himself. At the weekend, he was glad he got an extra bit to show it, and I think he is really moving on into his career. Just about 10 years of pro now, similar to Jimmy Mano, and this is where he's going to be. He's hitting his ebb and everything like that, and I think it's an exciting year ahead for Gunnar Nelson.